Ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems, welcome back to yet another Waves cast. We are back in the off-season after Season 5, and we have two teams here, Fluid NA versus the MEOW squad over here. Fluid on the defense, MEOW on the offense. And it looks like MEOW, they're looking to push in through the back wall here. We have two players on that stairs side. Wings having the foaming up that back wall, getting it prepped up and ready for his team to go. Fluid NA is playing more of a site central hold here. No complaints there, and there goes that back wall. Wings already making his way in, incenting off that cross so no one can pull up on him. And Insomnia takes out the first pick of the game, of the match, onto D-Moon. Wings coming in with that EMP plant, gets taken out by Cash by Crimson. Danger Ducky with that second for Fluid NA. Now equalized down to a 3v3. Cash by Crimson can't really find the fourth, but Commander can. Down to a 2v2. Danger Ducky taps the EMP, trying to make a move, trying to make something happen. Commander taking out Insomnia. Snowman's not going to let that one slide. He's now going to try and find Danger Ducky, but Danger Ducky one-handing on the EMP and his pistol, taking out the last man remaining, and that is 1-0 for Fluid NA. That round really came down to the wire there, folks. MEOW had a very easy time entering into the site, getting that EMP plant down, but Fluid, they played more of a retake setup, which I always like to see. I think a lot of new teams, they kind of panic sometimes. Some of them panic on the defense side, and they think it's the end of the world when the EMP goes down, but it really isn't. You still have an objective to play after the EMP goes down, and that's to still get the team off your hands and defuse that EMP. That is still a very, very valid win con. And I want to see if Fluid is still going to try and go for plays like that on the defense, as we see Snowman here being the first one to gather intel into the building, clearing out library first. As Insomnia is the first actual person in the building in gym. Proxy does go out, notifying of his presence, and that gym wall is going to get blown. That's going to be a little bit interesting. And Insomnia does still find the first. iDog is the second one in. And Insomnia gathering a 3K there in gym. I'm not sure what just happened. Now just left a D-Moon J and Reki in the 2v5. And D-Moon J not quite ready for Dare Bear there, as Reki has a lot of work to do here. Finding that Viper. 3 players in his vicinity. Does dink up Wings. Wings playing patient though in the corner, just letting his teammates play off of him. Does go for another swing, but Reki punishes. Now just down to a 1v2. Time is still ticking, and in the corner is Snowman, and he shuts that operation down. MEOW coming back 1-1, already finding their footing on Arctic. Yeah, that was a beautiful entry from Insomnia there. All he needed was just the clearance from the drone picking up the trips in library, and he was good to go in gym. And yeah, he had no problem there whatsoever. That C4 play was very interesting from Fluid. I wish it punished Insomnia a bit more there in gym, but I digress. Insomnia played very well, very good microplay. But enough Dunkin' Donuts glaze. We are now on round 3. Economy is starting to get its footing, as we see sort of a half buy from both the teams, a little bit less of a buy from Fluid. Understandable after coming back from a round loss. Commander is going to pistol save here, as the drone is going to go out once again as the first deployment. of the round. And there's actually a split setup here from MEOW. We have 3 players on B side, 2 players on A side, but it looks like Fluid's actually ready for this. 3 players on the A side. Dilto picking up that door blocker as Reki goes out for the swing. Gets 1, gets 2. Shutting down that A push. But what's going to happen on the other side? Catch by Crimson, swinging around the corner. Gathers 1 with that Viper. But Dare Bear does get a quick trade. 4v2, though, in favor of Fluid. Dare Bear and Snowman figuring out how they are going to retrieve the EMP. How are they going to get their footing back on this round? And it might start with gathering their teammates' resources there. Cadillo in the hands of Snowman and a stim, I believe he found. So, oh, it's not looking too bad. Taking down 1, but there's still 3 left to go. Minute 18 seconds left in the round, and Fluid knows what the protocol is. They know that EMP's down in engine room, and MEOW's aware of that too. So they're gonna go around and wrap around. And Dare Bear and Snowman, yeah, they're repathing back to engine room. Dare Bear, he's ready. Gonna be the first line of entry here. Alongside Snowman, they're actually going to go path to this back door here. I actually like this because they need to clear out this back wall here, clear out now the space. Now all they have to do is worry about door, but Reki, he's too fast, and D-Moon is faster. Fluid NA coming back once again. 2-1 now on Arctic. And we're going to do a little bit of a scoreboard check here. Reki 5-2. Very, very solid. Insomnia 4-3. Dare Bear 4-2. These are your top performers so far in the match. But time will only tell to see how these players perform in the future. And it is definitely, I know this does get said a lot, but scoreboard is not your true reflection of performance on maps. But I think a lot of people internally worry about it, especially in competitive. But it's important to know that that's not the main metric of who you are as a player, how much your value. As MEOW is up for another task. They're going to do a little bit of a roam clear here. And main push is going to come from green room this time instead of the spiral staircase. Second drone goes in, clearing out that back wall. They know it's safe to run up and apply the foamulation. And Dare Bear is going to get a little bit aggressive there. Wings catching Cash Money Crimson in the sight, and Dare Bear makes a little bit of a mistake there. Peeking into that triple hold. D-Moon, Commander, and Danger Ducky all holding the sideline. This is actually kind of hilarious. Yeah. What a play. And oh my gosh, Danger Ducky. Someone turn off his hacks. And is Commander going to get a tag? Yeah, he gets a little bit of a tag on Wings. Not that much, though. And he might actually opt to go for the swing. And he does! Does he get Wings? Yes, he does. Bringing it to a 4v2. That is a very, very good start for Fluid. But MEOW is back to the same situation they were last round, 4v2. EMP, at least they have the EMP though, compared to last round. But they still have so much to do here. No walls broken. A lot of pressure. Rek, oh my gosh, that aggression is just too good for Reki. Fluid brings it to a 3-1. Confirming the minimum tie for the half. Yeah, that was some, that was a nuts 2K. I mean, just opting to play out there in a neutral zone when you're up in numbers, it completely caught MEOW off guard. Completely. And these are the types of plays that make good players different than great players. But if you look on the other side on MEOW, they are amped with guns now. Not too much in utility, but they are forcing up rifles. Yeah, double Maruri, double Vezin, one Cadillo. But honestly, Cadillo is up there with as an S tier rifle. I've said it. Argue with the wall. It's the best gun in the game. But anyways, but still for Fluid, yeah, after that, they are definitely went from rags to riches here. All rifles down the board, and Catch by Crimson though does have a Taurus, so we'll see about that. But anyways, drone does go in, does get the info on the utility placement in the green hallway, and looks like Gym Push. Yep, Gym Wall is going to be set in stone, and Somnia back in that same corner where he got that 3K. Can he get it again? Die Danger Ducky predicts it as Commander instants off that corner, confirming that no one's there. Catch by Crimson taking off the head of Dil Toe in the library, and I honestly, there's so much fighting happening, I can't catch it all. Does Catch by Crimson get another with a Taurus? Nope. Snowman does get that kill. And it's actually in favor of MEOW now all of a sudden. 3v2. Now it's looking a little bit more winnable. That wall is open on Jim, so this might be a problem for Fluid. Reki and D-Moon just collectively kind of holding this green. Reki does go for a swing, catches Dare Bear, catches Wings, doesn't know where Snowman is. Can he get the last? It's really all a matter of how these two communicate with each other, Reki and D-Moon. Under a minute left for Snowman. EP is down on that hallway. D-Moon is scaling up. Has the pixel angle on Snowman. If he decides to peek, he will catch him. Sees the elbow. Takes a shot. As blind fires are going out, Reki, he's crawling up to the corners. Snowman, he's holding his ground. Is Reki going to swing? And the better question is D-Moon going to swing? As he's going to start to scale up now. Calms to Reki that this close angle is clear, and Reki swings it and gets the last one. Another round winner for Reki as he picks up the 4th round for Fluid. And the snowball keeps on rolling down the hill. Incredible. Honestly, incredible. It looks like Fluid really has a grip on this map right now. And MEOW, they're having their moments. Don't get me wrong at all. They're looking strong in certain positions. They were up numbers that round. They got great initial picks. But when it comes down to the minute little factors, Fluid is just, yeah, they're owning it right now. Still though, MEOW can easily get their second round, make it a 4-2, and that's not a terrible score. As Bot Daniel with the Huracan, yeah, don't really know how. Oh my gosh, but Tibu, jeez, man. Quick corner swing and a head taken care of. As he's gonna go for more. Wings shutting that one down, and it's kind of just an outside hold from MEOW here, seeing how many picks they can collect. As Wings gonna counter-aggress, spots out the clone, and equalizes it to a 3v3 more importantly. So now Fluid, they're thinking like, okay, let's relax a little bit. Commander Danger Ducky opting to play a bit further down the line. Reki on that first line of defense. As Wings and Darebear, they're looking to try and exec this one out. Static on the left of Darebear is gonna kind of hinder his cross, but it shouldn't be too much of a big deal. Danger Ducky smokes out main wall, and that actually allows Darebear to get an angle there on a Danger Ducky. Yeah, is down to 3 HP though, and Reki is holding his ground. And are they opting for the rotate? Oh my goodness. This is an insane play. This could actually work. Deborah does get stinned up, and I think they're opting for the rotate. But Wings is staying. Or is he? Yeah, Wings is staying. He's gonna make noise, but now he's gonna run back. Does Reki and Commander anticipate this at all? It looks like Wings is... Oh my gosh, Wings baited the audio cue, and he's going to sneak back in to pick off rotates. That is what he's going to do. I guarantee you. He hears Reki now trying to rotate out. This could be the play of the match here for MEOW. But Commander knows now. Dare Bear and Snowman are crawling up. Wings' timing is everything here. Reki and Commander know. Dare Bear and Snowman, I don't know if they know that they know. Door blocker in their face. But where is the foam? That's the question. How are they going to get through this in the 13 seconds left they have? Reki is still looking on the other side. 10 seconds left. And the instant does go on that door. It's going to stall even more time. 5 seconds left. MEOW, what are you going to do here? I think it's wraps. And Reki's going to swing out, but Snowman gets one. Commander following up as Dare Bear takes him out. And that concludes the half there for MEOW and Fluid. 5-1 for Fluid. Oh my goodness. I really thought, wow, if MEOW had foam there, that could have been an insane play. I would have really liked to see that. Unfortunately, they did not have the foam, but that is okay. That is okay. For MEOW, you're going to be wanting a 5-1 curse here, possibly. For Fluid, you're going to want to close this one out on defense. Start off strong, win out this pistol, take it to match point. And that is exactly what both of these teams are going to try and do with their own individual goals here. As Fluid, yeah, going for more of a hallway take here. D-Moon on the drone. First line of business is to clear out green. Does spawn Insomnia there in the corner. Denies that drone, and Reki might get into a fight with Insomnia. Nope, Insomnia rotates back just a little. And I believe that back wall just got foamed up. Green room is clear for Fluid, so this hallway control shouldn't be too much of a problem. Danger Ducky still acknowledges that there is possible threat here in the defender side of Red Hallway, but nevertheless, they still have that back wall. They're going to get that front wall now as the foam does go out. Wings in a very close position, does find the head of Cashman and Crimson. That's a beautiful pick for MEOW there as the front wall does go out. Danger Ducky spotted Wings, taking him out, and Commander getting another pick onto site as well as D-Moon follows behind. And Dare Bear looking to try and get some more picks here, equalize it further. And it looks like Fluid kind of have a little bit of a crossfire here with Reki on Red Hallway, Commander and D-Moon on the back wall. And Snowman's 1 HP, D-Moon just peeks it, takes him out. And Dare Bear, he has to play his positioning correct here as he does find Commander. But D-Moon with that trade, and Fluid does it exactly how they wanted it to pan out. Taking it to map point. And probably going to try and close this one out. Another quick scoreboard check as we're at map point. Interesting. Dare Bear is 11-5. It's getting a lot of frags behind the scenes, and I'm not really catching them. But those types of players are very dangerous. So how is MEOW going to try and fight this Fluid squad back. We will, hopefully this question will be answered. But Fluid, they're taking their initial setup slow again. Drone going through library into the kitchen. Might go for a kitchen hold, and Wings, will he be spotted by the drone? Yes, so that is going to be info on Wings. In the hallway, and he just swings out the green hallway, taking one out. Again, Wings with these initial picks is very good for it. So props to him, and Commander, he is very sneaky with this cloak. Just holding down this cross. As Wings just find another, another swing out and gets a kill. He's gonna swing out again and kill. That's a 3K already for Wings. As the nade just narrowly gets him. Oh my goodness, but it's not enough to trade out the damage that's already been done by him, as Reki is now the last man standing for Fluid to try and close this one out. But they might just have to do it on another round. Oh, maybe not, and maybe so, as Snowman does collect the last one there, holding the line for MEOW for just a round. Whoopsie, that was an old replay. Pardon my silliness. But might as well take another peek at the scoreboard. Wings, I find it hard to believe that Wings is only going neutral here. I feel like he's had such an impact. And this is kind of what I mean when I say that scoreboard does not mirror your true potential or your true value during a map. Because I feel like Wings have been getting, a lot of his picks have been first bloods, I believe. Maybe if you look back at the VOD, but man, it's interesting. It's really interesting. It's pretty consistent scores across Fluid though. Average of 7 kills on their side, with the outliers of Reki and Cash Money Crimson. But you know, that's not a bad split for a team. We're just talking about KD. And Wings is gonna opt to get a first blood again. Does he? Oh, he was so close. Does so much damage, but not able to capitalize fully. So that is an unfortunate pick that Fluid has to, or Wing, yeah, has to deal with. And oh my gosh, the predate from Agent. Hello, this guy's dialed in now. And Danger Ducky reads the flanks too. That's insane. I didn't even catch that. And Agent's looking for more. He's hunting, but maybe gets a little bit too greedy. As that brings down his team to a 2v3. Danger Ducky, oh my gosh. This damage is doing a lot to Fluid here. None of their team is above 80 HP. Well, granted, Demon will be soon because of the stim, but Reki down to 5. Yeah, these wall bangs are incredible. Fluid is opting to push from Redwood now, and so it's going to be a lot of pressure onto Snowman when this comes out. Bear is still worried about main, and Demon peeks at just the right timing to catch him off guard as Reki's the first one to peek. Snowman does take out 2 though. This is so winnable. Danger Ducky's down to 32 HP, but oh my gosh, Danger Ducky shuts that one down. Oh man, that could have been nuts. But Fluid close it out in a very, very, very close fashion. 7-2 for Arctic. Oh my gosh, I really wanted to see that. I genuinely wanted to see Snowman win that out. That could have been absolutely incredible, but nevertheless, he gave it a really good shot. So yeah, if you're just tuning in, Fluid has just won first map Arctic 7-2 in this scrimmage. And I'm going to leave the scoreboard up there as I update the count. Okay, due to popular demand from the other team, I have been fired as the caster. They do not want me there at all, so I had to leave. I do have to respect their wishes, but GG's to both the teams. I hope they have a good rest of their scrim. I hope they find it in their heart to let me cast again. But, you know, nevertheless, I had a good time for that one map. So thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your night or day.